Hello, this is FG, back with part 9 of Anbennar. I played just a tiny bit ahead. This might be the last episode, I'm unsure. This is just an event. Alrighty. Hopes of a scientist. It has already been several years since we agreed to fund research into magnification. So far, the findings presented to the Enlightened have been too expensive, too impractical, and too unreliable to be of any real use. Only time will tell if such technology is even possible. Still, we hold out hope that the next candidate coming before the Enlightened has achieved something this seemingly impossible dream. Today, a gnomish inventor, Graham Glassgrinder, has come to petition the Enlightened Ten. He is disheveled, with a tattered gnomish cap perched precariously upon his head, and an acrid smell following him throughout the hall. In a long speech, punctuated with many stutters and much fidgeting, he claims to have reached a new understanding of the refraction of light, allowing him to create a magnification device desired by the Council. All he needs is a generous sum of money and a dedicated supply of glass lenses crafted perfectly to his specifications, and he will revolutionize the field forever, or so he says. However, the Council has investigated his past and discovered some worrying signs. He previously convinced the Council that he was on the cusp of a breakthrough in producing cheap, self-cleaning glass implements, only to squander all the funds provided to him to produce only a single glass spoon, which promptly shattered when exposed to a hot bowl of stew. This incident is part of a worrying pattern, as time and time again he has failed to deliver on his promises, but this time he assures the Council that he has the problem in hand. With the Enlightened Ten split right down the middle on whether or not to fund his expedition project, they have turned to President Odar Steelbar for the final decision. We'll give him the money. This part I'm actually familiar with. I also built a bunch of buildings. And another army. Barricades victorious. Alrighty. And we have this army here. I think Urvixten might actually be the next playthrough I do. Upgrade the rail. We will split this army up. Stack wipe. And then split these guys up. I'm getting a little bit tired of this campaign, so I'm probably not going to be doing too much more conquering. I'm just focus more on the whole finishing the mission tree aspect. Plus it's kind of late at night and I'm tired right now. So root out the corruption. We are going to take Diplo, and yeah, we'll take Snoo. We'll take the Grudge Settlers. Okay. So, what we want to take is this. All of this. Take that. No. It's worth too much. Swing force into just revoke some cores. Let me just make sure that's all of the provinces we want. Yes, Serpent's Veil. Yeah, seems good. Ostentatiously strike the carnal earth. Orcish majority flees. Good. And we want to take this army, move them to harass Orghelovar, and take this army and move them to Ingenuity. Over the last century, warfare changed drastically. Battles moved from being fought sword in hand to ranged combat with big cannons or smaller fire. I feel like we've already seen this. Orghelovar's armies are already partially equipped with new armies, able to withstand bullets and new devastating weapons. Sadly, both of these inventions are too impractical. The direction is clear as flying glass. To keep Orghelovar sharp, we will start investing in how these inventions could be made available for a wider army. Currently is small compared to the giant science division as a whole, but will continue to grow in size and conduct larger scale tests of new weapons and armors and ensure production methods are efficient as possible. Training fields. Okay, so we need more training fields. These guys can work on suppressing anyone over in this area. Make sure to cover this area. Pay them in full and send them back out. Take a dip with a relation slot. Sure. Sure. Army organizer, army reformer. Innovations in bullets and weaponry have made many things possible. Our infamous glass bullets, whilst deadly, are specialized and impractical for mass production. However, a few months ago, a new weapon was invented. This glass rifle uses a specialized version of the glass bullets for ammunition that is much easier to manufacture. Some might question the morals of deploying this deadly ammunition for use in our general force. But if it is for the sake of protecting Orghelovar, we could not care less. Okay, and what else was I thinking about? Yeah, this needs to get done. Oh yes, expedition menu. The underlayer, organize an expedition. And then we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're way over our limit, but to be quite frank, we have the money to deal with that. Expeditionary party, start preparations. Send manpower, 10,000 men. Prepare supplies. Raise morale. That's fine. Organize the troops. And we'll do that. And start the expedition. Father of Mountains. We need a leader over here. Yeah, they're doing something important. Actually gonna have them suppress a few more areas. This army can start drilling. 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 Let the men do that. Half-orcs cause unrest. Who cares? Hopefully we'll purge all of these guys soon. They're going to war against Burning Spear. And we're going to claim hegemony. We should hang on to it at this time. You know what? I am just going to give these guys some money. Because I don't want to fight the war. Thought I might as well help them out. Purchase an ability. Yep, let's take that. Onwards then. Corruption. Deal with the corruption. Flock of cloakers. Yeah, we like our little koboldy bros. Admin efficiency is always nice. Platinum Warsuit. We dwarves have always been known as incredible fighters, even in spite of our difference in height compared to our regular enemies. An orc could be felled in 2 swipes of an axe, the same as any other, but only the second swipe truly killed them, one to bring them to their knees and the other to take the head off. The time wasted in having to swing twice concerned us, as much as it concerned our ancestors, who started several experiments with height-increasing devices in order to give them the edge in combat. No hold succeeded more than Haraz Orghelovar, which was able to field a number of these warsuits during the fall of all Dwarvar. Our artificers have been hard at work studying these designs, and we have been able to reproduce the methods used to make them. What is more, they have been able to improve on some parts of the design, and have managed to streamline the production methods to such an extent that these suits can be made much more widely available than at any point in history. The Platinum War suit, as it is nicknamed after the generous amount of platinum used in the designs, is extremely durable and holds a pair of extendable battle axes complemented by a set of slug shotguns that trigger upon a punch. Using these, dwarves can advance straight into the fray, charging into an enemy line with no regard for his own personal safety, and slaughter the lot unscathed by shot or bayonet. Cavalry charges will hold no sway to him as well, for any attempt to charge will simply topple over the dwarf as if they were a stone wall. The tales of our ancestors are once more within reach, and we might now relive the days of dwarven heroes slaughtering whole armies. Let's look at that. Platinum warsuits. These cost 20 artificer capacity. I'll take this as well. Let me make sure that has... Is that only for artificers? Yeah, it is. Smith Radom, Hull Yorkad gets converted next. Yeah, it turned Rebellion. Okay, how many of these? I can build 7 more. Okay, and we can get rid of 7. And we will have these guys just drill. Let me actually see what these guys look like. Yeah, we'll help against them. And we will also give Siren Var just help him out with the mercenaries. What do you guys think is a reasonable amount to give friends? Just give him 10,000. They'll find out something to do with it. Goblin refugees. Great mushrooms. Okay, and now we need Army organizer. This plan has been in the works ever since the first successful demonstration of the newly developed bulletproof armor. We have continuously worked to refine their design, increasing the efficiency of production whilst decreasing the cost, and even eking out further improvements in its protective qualities. Now we can make this armor the standard for every soldier of Orghelovar. Okay. What do we want? Yeah, we'll take missionary strength. Wish we had another missionary. That'd be nice. We can also upgrade the Dwarven rail. Do the western irrigation. Fleet, good riddance. Keep the guy. Back to drilling. Lending a helping hand. Graham Glassgrinder is late. He had promised to deliver his new magnifying prototype to the Enlightened 10 more than a week ago, and since by another apparent waste of state funds by the gnome, a group of soldiers was sent to forcibly bring him to the council with clear orders that he would either present an invention or be sentenced to hard labor to work off his debts. However, upon arriving at his residence, they found a ruined and gutted dwelling with Glassgrinder nowhere to be seen. Followed by a tip from a neighbor, he was located wandering deliriously on a nearby road, necessitating a temporary halt to supply services to retrieve him. On the way back to the capital, he appeared to regain his senses and begged for forgiveness. As he tells it, he had only been unable to deliver on his previous inventions, as a cartel of powerful artificers had forced him to pay the regular stipends in exchange for protection. These same artificers had threatened him into silence, taking credit for his inventions, and when he took on this newest project, hoping to complete it without them knowing, they tore his dwelling apart and stole his prototypes, including the working magnifying device. Naturally, we did not believe his convenient excuses at first, but after enough groveling, we gave in and began to interview other scientists who had received state funding. Quickly, we discovered many were elusive, visibly nervous, and some even broke down in tears upon questioning. The very same artificers had been siphoning state funds from our scientists for years, taking advantage of the meek and eccentric nature to avoid detection. Those scientists who have confessed to being victims have returned to their dwellings with empty promises of protection in order to remain silent for now. We cannot afford to make any overt moves against a cartel controlling an unknown number of Orghelovar's foremost researchers. As their knowledge is of critical importance to our nation, we must quickly yet stealthily investigate this cartel and determine the extent of their control before they realize anything is amiss. Yep. Build that. Province war score cost, of course. To crush a rebellion. Where did that army? Where is that army? Up here. Nope, not that one. This one. The Artificer Army. To crush the Artificer cartels thoroughly and completely, knowledge of their inner workings and organizational structure was necessary. At first, the scientists we knew to be affected by the cartel were reluctant to speak to us, still fearful of retribution. Luckily, we can manipulate them as well as the cartels had. With promises of new research grants and promotions, they quickly broke and confessed all they knew. In particular, Graham Glassgrinder provided us with the location of the branch housing the ringleaders and blueprints for their improvised defensive mechanisms in exchange for only our promise to retrieve his magnification prototype. Using this and other knowledge gleaned from their victims, we positioned small detachments of elite soldiers outside every artificer branch we knew to have ties with the extorting cartels. At dawn, we struck. Moving swiftly, we apprehended the leaders of each society and pacified the members with little resistance, allowing them No time to use their ad hoc defensive contraptions without spilling a drop of blood. What we found was staggering. Evidence of not only a coordinated and extremely profitable extortion operation targeting hundreds of our scientists, but plans to stage an open rebellion and wrest control of the state from the Enlightened Ten. Once all those indicted by this evidence were safely on their way to jail, we kept our promises and began restoring the cartel's victim to their newly vacant positions. Without Graham Glassgrinder's information, we could not have completed this operation bloodlessly, and accordingly we kept our promise to him and allowed him a personal detachment of guards to search for his stolen invention. It was quickly found being used as a paperweight on the desk of a longtime rival of Glassgrinder's and returned to him mostly intact. Now he asks only that we grant him time to finish refining his invention, which he has dubbed a microscope, and we are all too happy to oblige. Alrighty. Their loyalty and influence. And we have to do this. Build a university. Let's find out. Do that. Need the food. Nope, that went badly. Onwards. Well, we need some sort of event that knocks down their influence. Let's find out. Is there anything we can do to reduce their influence? Cartel's influence. No. Okay. Death to the greenskins, of course. Almaraz. Take all estates loyalty equilibrium. Upgrade the rail. Yeah, we'll take that. Let them in. Rail's upgraded. Good. Conversion successful. Good. Minority purged. Beautiful cavern profits. Terrible idea. Progress can't be hindered. Okay, time to get rid of 2 more of these boys. And get 2 more Artificer Infantry. Hold digging, Dervazatun. Dervazatun is done. Orcish minority purged. Yep, kill him. We're gonna core all this up. Core this. Core this. Alrighty. Rail upgraded. Rebuild old Orghelovar rail. Upgrade a rail. Actions, build spy network. Build spy network. Orcish majority purged. More conversions. Progress can't be hindered. That should be basically everything. Yep. We have a little bit too much money. What do you guys think? About Segild here. Progress can't be hindered. Looking good. What is Alizna looking like? They don't actually have that much manpower. Crumbs in the deep. King's Rock, Serpent's Reach, Bahar, Mountain Heart, West Holds. Yeah, go with Bulwar. Yep, that helps. Declare war. Let's use nationalism. We'll call him Sarenvar. Okay. Favors. Improve relations. We're going to ask him to break that alliance. Sounds like a terrible idea. Okay, now will you break your alliance? Break alliance. No. Influence actions. Proclaim guarantee. Economy actions. Just take that, because why not? Okay, there we go. Now, we do a little bit of nationalism. Court and country. No, what the hell are you doing? Influence lower. Office selection, bureaucratic apparatus. Yeah. Just go ahead and reduce the cost of our advisors more, because why not? It's kind of funny. Okay, now we have ticking war score. Fun thing about Elisna is they still have Sun Elven military, so as soon as we, you know, beat them, those troops are gone for good. We'll take this. Nope. Organization was too low. T-wave transmitters. Half-orcs purged. Always good. Only a few provinces left until we're done with them. Oil cap. Terrible idea. Pay them in full and send them back out. Yeah, take that. Siege of Seer is over. Move over to Eduvison. This one's over. That's done. Orcs flee. Eduvison's over. We can get Harkolum. Harkolum's done. And we'll take, I don't know, and that. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, this army can come this way. This army can sit right there. This army can move over that way. Actually, I want them over here. This army can go sit here. This army can move this way. Ostentatiously strike the carnal earth. Do Seghild here. Sure. digging menu, whole Yorkhead. Treaty of Tordesillas, which isn't a thing. Didn't mean to open the menu. My bad. Not. This army hasn't really fought any battles. They deserve to fight something. I really gotta just stop letting these guys go out. $2,000 casualties to their, what, like 15,000. Seems fair. Take Diplo. Should be able to take basically their whole country. And I don't really think anyone is gonna care. No, I don't. Okay. Set one army over here. Take the second army, move them over to Orghelovar. And this army can just sit right here. There goes our trade fleet. Oh well, c'est la vie. Ancestral claims. Yeah. Guys, an expedition to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Send these guys over. Cavern Profits, Arion, Digging Operation, Chazand is here. Orcish majority flees. Good. All your cats finish digging. Alrighty. This is gonna be a moment. Just gonna look on my phone while we do that. Yep, that's a lot. Alrighty. Do some land fire damage this time. Send these boys over. Alrighty, scientific army. With new glass armor and weaponry in the hands of every soldier of Orghelovar, military reforms are finally complete. We have created what can only be described as an army of science. Every new innovation is brought to the battlefield, no matter how cruel or questionable. In the name of creating a brighter future for Orghelovar and all of Hoan, nothing can stop us now. Okay. Yep. Gorburad. Expeditionary party, start preparations, manpower, 10,000. Organize the troops. Do that. Raise morale. Prepare supplies. Start expedition. I think my building is actually slowing the game down by a fair amount. Don't know what that was, but it's gone now. See if I can do something now. There we go. Okay, that's 11 gone. And what is the current combat width? 38. You know what? Actually, no, I have to recruit those manually. Ugh. are equal before death. Forks cause unrest. Okay. No. Stop mission. Create new unit. There we go. Select this unit. Nope. Okay, get rid of the cannon. Oh. Sorry, had my auto clicker on by accident. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we can just do that. No. Stop mission, transfer out all these boys, and then we just there we go. Inquisitor's dead. Unfortunate. And then we also need to build a whole bunch here. About this. Yeah. Onwards. Goblin ambush, death to the greenskins. Men. Just corpses. Time to build more stuff. New deity. What do we want? Missionary strength. Our trader. Wait. I don't want to deal with losing a hegemony. So we're just gonna wind the clock back a little bit. What do I want? Okay, I'm just gonna take this army. So I guess I'll take this one since it's closer. I suppose this army can move this way too. Call that pretty effective. Okay, what do I want? I actually want this. This army can come down here. This one needs to pick up its extra troops. Orcs purged, good. Still got a few more orcs to purge. Okay. Now they should be able to win the war. Army can be sent to deal with that. Digging operation, Air Navier. Points into there. Points into there. One more province and we've finally gotten rid of the half-orcs, driven them from our lands. That'll be nice. Attack them. There we go. Version successful. Good. Okay, they should be able to win that one. But, I'll give him a gift anyways. As long as they leave me alone. Okay. Finally. Nope. Different thing. Record spoken word. Information is the most valuable weapon in the world, and the accurate recording and sharing of information is fundamental for efficient commerce, research, and statecraft alike. Rumor has it that Kenorian artificers have showcased a new type of self-cleaning parchment that promises to make bureaucratic processes far more cost-efficient. Inspired by this, our scientists have developed their own variation, paper capable of accurately and automatically transcribing anything said aloud in the immediate vicinity. From spycraft to the rapid recording of dictated notes and speeches, the possibilities are endless. We only need to develop this prototype into a working model. Okay. I don't know if it's safe. Orcish majority flee. Increase stability. We're gonna just go ahead and Gore Ozenbrung. I'm gonna Ryuel. Okay, we want this. And claim the fragments. send this army over here. Okay, now we're good. Guy right here, one guy right here, this guy here. The citrine of Segildir. One of the greatest holds of all Dwarvar, Segildir contributed a great citrine gem to the Dwarva crown as a gesture of good faith, a symbol of wealth and commerce. It was lost in the waning days of the Dwarven Empire. Recently, we located the gem and liberated it from its former owners. With it now in our hands, our claim to rule the Middle Dwarvar will surely be more compelling to prospective subjects. The Amethyst of Holal Krakazol. While dwarves are known for their industriousness and craftsmanship, it is also indisputable they are very fond of beer. Perhaps this is why the whole of Holal Krakazol was so famous when all Dwarvar still stood, to the point that no amethyst symbolizing them was one of the most prominent gems in the Dwarf crown. Eventually, however, the Dwarven Empire fell and the amethyst was lost, at least until now, for we have acquired a truly massive amethyst. Just look at it. How could it be anything other than the amethyst of Holal Krakazol? Nope. We need to core everything. Luckily, these are all correct religions. That's nice. Let me take this. Why not? It's a good province to develop. Development cost. Yeah. Good riddance, Orcish majority purged, fill our water supplies. So we'll just take goods produced. Start hold restorations, hold digging operations, Segildir, the men, Black Darkness. Excellent vintage. Oh, we gotta core all this up too as well. Core that, core that, 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 that. Pay them in full and send them back out. Expedition menu. Oh, looks like we have a few. Frogglesforn. Cano Ravine. Organize an expedition. Nope, don't care about that. Raise morale. Back, organize the troops. And we send them over this way. And then we just build 2. Orcs flee, whole York had. We'll just go with Artisan. Alrighty. Upgrade the rail, hold restoration, Osmbrung. Oh, didn't core this. Gotta core this, and core this. There we go. Nope, don't need that guy to move that way. Expeditionary party, send manpower, 10,000 men. Start expedition. A deeper vault. For the past months, construction work has been going swimmingly, and many parts of the library could be used by our scholars already. The workers labored on their periphery, fixing things up here and there. Recently, however, some scribes have reported strange noises near one of the lower floors. The initial investigation has gone nowhere, with inspectors saying nothing was there. Complaints did not end. However, over the next weeks, more and more people complained about the noises and even missing books. At this point, the chief librarian had heard enough. Clearly, something was amiss, and he called for a new expedition into the library. With a force assembled, the expedition leader took stock of the situation. Together with a few scouts, he surveyed the perimeter, and a particularly perceptive peer provoked peculiar proceedings. Behind one of the shelves could be heard the rattles of a door swinging in the draft. He pushed the shelf aside, revealing an entrance to a deeper part of the library. From the dark corridor, the sound of wood bumping against wood echoes out. Let's follow the sound. Collapsing shelf. The expedition leader gathered the soldiers and headed into the corridor. The strange sound became louder and clearer as they entered a high-vaulted tunnel with ruined bookshelves left and right. Suddenly, some of the shelves started falling on each other, threatening to bury the expedition under books and splinters. In a strange fit of luck and skill, the books did not harm any of our expedition. The shelves either stopped halfway from crashing down or got stopped by the shelf across the passage, forming a strange roof-like structure. Some books did fall down, but by far not as threatening an event as the whole shelf would have been. At the center of scholarship, orderly rows of desks stand side by side, the signs of age draped over them like soft cloth. Dust swirls up in every step of the expedition takes. Ever so slowly, books move into their shelves, first shifting and shuffling around, then hovering through the still air to accumulate in a large clump with a vaguely humanoid features, limbs, and something that could be considered a head, but more bumpy, extruding from the main accumulation. Despite the almost its almost peaceful formation, this monster, Book Golem, now seems focused on plowing through our troops, hurling streams of books at us. A frontal assault will defeat it. With heavy shields, it was no problem to guard against the flurry of books flying towards us. The ancient pages did not even dent the shields, and fire arrows made quick work of the creature's body. This pained the scholars and clerics among the expedition, but they eventually understood the necessary sacrifice that must be made for the good of the expedition. The stash. The room opening up now was more of a cave than a proper room akin to those we had encountered previously. Large limestone deposits hung menacingly above the heaps and heaps of gold coins minted all those ages ago in all Dwarvar. They bear the likeness of the dwarf lords of old, and there still is a glint in their age-wizened eyes. Meanwhile, the eyes of our soldiers seem to not be wise at all. Their joy about this grand discovery soon turned to lust for riches. All over the cavern, people started divvying up the gold, despite the expedition charter specifically saying that all loot would go into the coffers, not the individual soldiers. The discussion and argument slowly escalated into small brawls over particularly large and heavy coins. Even with people trying to calm down others, nothing seemed to really work. Only after a booming voice of the expedition leader echoed through the room did people realized what was happening. One by one, they began to calm down and began loading their coffers with gold. They would still have a bad temper for the next few days, but eventually the horrors of the gold were behind them. Knowledge Elemental. The last days had been marked by a monotonous journey through the samey hallways and book-laden rooms. There was talk about being lost, but there were distinct signs of progress. Then the strange visions began. Soldiers would start babbling nonsensical stuff, quoting entire passages of books they had once read or maybe never read at all. Some would start drawing maps of strange places, reciting poetry or arcane formulas. Then there would be quiet for some time, and then there would be outbursts again. After the third time a soldier quoted Lagnut's treatise on strange rumorations of what lies beyond the house of the riddling son of Ruba and how Kitling would not recognize her mother, the expedition leader had enough. He called a large meeting to discuss what was going on. After some lively discussion and one of the lieutenants telling a story of some elf in Canor nobody had ever heard of, there was a consensus. They were haunted not by a ghost, but by a much stranger entity, a knowledge elemental, memory made real. But how would one fight such an apparition? The goal of defeating the elemental was simple as it was cruel. Those infected must die. Only if the elemental has no host would it manifest as a proper creature that could be attacked. With this decision, the enforcers went to business. Whenever visions would begin in someone, they were taken out until suddenly the elemental appeared. A strange airborne creature cloaked in runes and whirling around. This form, however, was almost powerless and could do no real harm. A well-placed fireball finally got rid of it. Yeah. I'm just gonna real quick do Old Imperialism. Finally, we arrived at the center of this affair. Hidden behind devious arcane traps and dangerous bookshelves lies a circular room with a high domed ceiling. At its focal point stands a stone plinth with strange runes across its perimeter. From the rune rises a translucent figure, emitting a faint light and erratic burst. A living spell, a mage says. Indeed, this is a new enemy. This new enemy is a living spell, magic made substantial. All of its powers spent on a single purpose, to expel foreigners, to safeguard the library. It has bested our attempts so far, but its end is nigh. thunderous cracking bolt dashes through the air. Stone debris hurls across the room. A living spell focuses all of its powers against us, but eventually its resources are exhausted. Eventually it slowly fades, and eventually we will win. And so it does. The diabolical spell fades, drawing its last breath of arcane energy before dissipating in a cloud of mist. The library is finally secure. I'm just gonna go and do a nationalism. A haven for scholarship. We pay them in full and send them back out. And we do that. Progress can't be hindered. Upgrade the rail. Fantastic. And trade map load one. Yep, that looks good. Probably do this as well. Okay, that's good. That's good. Good, good. Trial. Yeah, we'll take the Republican tradition. There goes our Inquisitor. Check something. Treasure trove. Digging, Gore Ozenbrung. Ozenbrung done digging. No, we'll take it. And Jesus H. Christ, these are highly developed provinces. Go. else can we do? I can probably build another artificer army. Yeah, I'm gonna build do that. Other artificer army time. Let's build like 30 there. Okay. No, this army can stay. Artificers. Influence action, threat. Yeah, they really need to work on balancing that. Because right now, the festivals really suck. Combat width is 38. Honorable people. Yeah. Whatever. Atmospheric engine. care. There we go. That's what we want. What's our tech cost at right now, just out of curiosity? Minus 31%. It's nice. And we continue to get more and more wealthy. Yeah. We're wealthy. Or a little bit rich. Just a little bit. Improved steam engine. Upgrade some trade centers. Make sure all my trade centers are upgraded. Guys over that way. We'll just take prestige. Discipline advisor. Ingenuity can be selected. Missionary strength, why not? Oh, hour and 42. I'm calling an episode here, and I'll be back later. Thanks for watching.